Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and run my mouth for a quick second. I feel like I have all the energy in the world. I went to sleep last night at a decent hour for the first time in a long time. I think the last time I looked at my phone, I think it was like close to 11. And then I woke up, it was around 3:40, 3:45, which I know it's not a long time to sleep, but I mean, I feel fine. Sat around, watched Real Housewives of Orange County, ordered a couple of pairs of shoes. One pair, I was like, ugh. I don't know, girl. You know, I ain't gonna lie, one pair I was inspired. I'll give y'all just a little hint. I was inspired by Mr. Kanye West. You know, Kanye West is crazy. But girl, you know, we ain't gonna sit here and lie. Kanye, I don't care what nobody say. Kanye, as much as Kanye, you know, Kanye is, when it comes to like looks and fashion, I'm sorry, Kanye is really up there to me. We'll talk about how he looked like a fool, and then girl, it'll click to some of us like, oh, that's actually kind of cute, right? So one pair of shoes I ordered was kind of inspired by Mr. Kanye. And then the other pair I ordered, I was kind of nervous, but they were on sale. Like a good sale. Good sale. And then I got to use a friend discount. So I had to go ahead and swoop them up, okay? Anyways, child. Went and got some breakfast. It's this place called the Breakfast Club. The food is amazing. It's like a black-owned restaurant. They serve like fish and grits, pork chops, chicken, you know, pancakes. The food is good. The service is good. Girl, when I haven't been to the Breakfast Club in a couple of years because the line is always long, right? The line is always wrapped around the corner. But I was like, girl, if I get there early, and I'm already up, right? If I get there early, then maybe it won't be that bad. And it really wasn't. Girl, it was probably like 8 people in the restaurant. Girl, I walked straight on in, didn't have to wait in line. The lady asked me, did I want to look at the menu? Girl, no ma'am, girl. I already know what I want. Can I get the chicken and waffles, please? And some water and an orange juice? Baby, I don't need that menu. Baby, I already looked at the menu. Girl, I've been looking at this menu since this morning. So I ordered the chicken and waffles, girl, messed it up, okay? Demolished it. And then I went on by my business. I went to the grocery store, got a few items, and now I'm home. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what I want to talk about. Miss Mary Cosby. You know, Mary Cosby of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Mary has said some ignorant things. She has made some insensitive comments. To be honest, okay, I don't think that Mary has said or done anything that a lot of us have not said, whether it's in private or, girl, even if it's in public in front of a group of people. The problem that I'm having with Mary, right? And for those who don't watch the show, again, Mary is from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She made a comment about one of her cast members, Jenny, who is Asian. She talked about her having slanted eyes. She said she thought it was a compliment, like, oh, I like your slanted eyes. And then she also made a comment about her having a yellow skin tone. She also said something in the kitchen with Lisa, another one of her castmates who was a white woman, about Jen, which is another one of her castmates, who should be going to jail shortly, okay, in 543. That Jen is one of those, like, she reminds her of one of those Mexican thugs, right? So Mary has said some things, and then they say that she's a part of a cult. Her church is a cult. And your quiet as kept, I don't know too many churches that ain't. Now that's that's what y'all don't want to get into, okay? That's the conversation y'all don't want to have. While I think that Mary's church is a cult, I think that most of them are. All right? So Mary has said some things, right? You know, I've been getting into Twitter for the last few months, right? And Twitter is is a whole new world. I'm more of I'm looking at the YouTubes and YouTube comments and stuff like that. Twitter is like all things go. Okay, you can say anything, girl, post anything, And one thing I have seen is a lot of people, calling out Mary, which is fine, just because anybody can be called out. If you say or do something that is problematic, you should be called out. The problem that I'm having, this is the problem that I'm having. While I think that we can agree, for those who watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I think that a lot of us can agree that Mary is ignorant. She does say ignorant things. She does say insensitive things, right? Or the comment that she made about Jenny was, like Jenny said it was racist, it was insensitive, right? I think one thing that we have to, and this is one thing I have said, that we need to stop telling people whether something is offensive or not, right? If it's just like, can't no white person tell a black person whether or not something is offensive or racist. We would have a fit. Can't nobody tell Jenny if something is offensive or racist, right? You can't tell the transgender girls if Dave Chappelle said something that was offensive or not. If they say it was offensive, then maybe it's offensive, period, right? But again, the problem that I'm having is that when I look at the white people who now all of a sudden want to hop on the hate Mary train, and when I see these ignorant white people that are on Bravo who get to say and do some of the most ignorant things, and girl, y'all turn a blind eye or y'all will turn red in the face trying to defend it, that's when I start to have an issue. I think we could call out Mary for being ignorant, right? But for y'all to be marching in the streets almost to the Bravo office wanting Mary to be fired, but then you can have Ramona Singer on TV who can say ignorant shit after ignorant shit after ignorant shit. Let me read these tweets from this girl who I follow. Her name is Leah. She's white, or at least that's what her profile is a picture of a white woman. You'll never know who be behind these goddamn accounts. And this is what she had to say. I feel like it's easy for White Housewives fans to point the finger at Mary Cosby because she's black and a white person isn't involved. It's comfortable for them because nothing is at stake. It's a performative movement for them to pat themselves on the back. Whitney did this with her tweets. #RHOLSC. I'm specifically talking about those who are singling her out while excusing the multitude of white housewives who have been blatantly racist, offensive, and ignorant. They didn't make petitions, call for them to be fired, or post those clips. If you only single out Mary, I'm talking about you. It's not one rule for a white housewife like Heather who fetishized black men in season 1 and another rule for Mary, the only black housewife. Call it out or shut the F up. You can see racism here, but not on Real Housewives of New York, not on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Get fucked. Okay? Period. And that's all I'm saying. Like, girl, this is Mary's second season, and I'm not saying that we should let her get away with it until season, 25, but it is true. There is a different standard when it comes to now all of a sudden the white people, the white Bravo fans, y'all want to hop on the hate, Mary train and racism train, but girl, when it's time to call out y'all girls, which is the majority of the time, y'all ain't got nothing to say. So I think that, yes, we can call out Mary for her being ignorant and call out when she says insensitive comments. But girl, if y'all think that I'm just going to throw Mary under the bus, right, when y'all not willing to do the same for y'all girls, then no. And that might be ignorant in itself, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think the difference is it's one thing for us to be able to say, Mary girl, you're ignorant, right? Y'all don't even want to accept that the Ramonas, right, are ignorant. It's crazy how now all of a sudden you know what racism is. You know what insensitivity is when it comes to Jenny, right? Now you know. But if Ebony calls out Ramona for saying or doing something, then all of a sudden, bitch, you don't know. Now, you can tell Mary, yeah, you shouldn't say X, Y, and Z, and you should listen to Jenny, but then you don't want to tell Ramona, right? Girl, shut up and listen to Ebony or any other housewife. So the same way we can say, Mary girl, you're ignorant and you need to do better, that's what we saying y'all need to do when it comes to y'all girls. That's it. That's it. It's no different than how I felt about Candace, right? I'm not saying Candace ain't got no smart mouth. Candace does have a smart mouth. But all them hoes got a smart mouth. And if you're going to hang one, then you're going to hang them all. If you're not, then shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. Now, I do have to admit that it is a little strange that, especially with Mary being a pastor, that Mary has a hard time, sometimes, in my opinion, articulating her thoughts. I think that, for me, as trifling as these niggas might be, from the John Grays to the Jamal Bryants to, for the most part, pastors they are able to speak, right? They don't have a problem with getting a message across, getting their thoughts out, right? You may not necessarily agree with the message, right? But you agreeing and them not, you saying that they didn't articulate themselves well are two different things. And I think with Mary, it's just, I don't know if her anxiety is bad or what, but it's like, girl, how do you get up in front of a church? And I'm sure that, churches have been closed down. Well, I think they're open now, of course. I don't know. It's just weird that Mary gets to a place where it's like she starts to stutter over words. It's like she gets very, very, very nervous. And because her job is a pastor, I would assume and expect that Mary would be one of the best speakers out, right? She would not have a problem when it comes to getting her point across sometimes. Because sometimes Mary does get her point across, okay? Right? But then it's those moments where it's like, Mary would be that type of person where even though sometimes we should not do it, we still do it. Well, I feel like Mary is that type of person where you would have to always defend what they say, or not even necessarily defend. You would have to, go behind Mary and clean it up. Well, no, that's not what she really meant. What she meant was this, right? And I don't think that we should have to, or people who probably are friends with Mary in real life, like they should have to do that because of what Mary does in real life, if that makes sense. Some people are just nervous when they get around people. Some people are just nervous when they have to speak, which is fine. But again, I think because of what Mary does, her profession, her job is to be a speaker. She's a pastor. That it should not be this hard. But it is for her, Some of us can get up and run this trap, baby, But anyways, that's it. I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.